Some surprises are great. An unexpected bonus or an upgrade can make your day. But when it comes to closing on a home, a surprise is not always a good thing. If there's a hiccup with an inspection or appraisal, a delay in financing, or an error in a document, it'll put you in a rut, especially if you don't understand the process. My job is to help educate all of my clients through the process and communicate to all the team members that you will have during this transaction to mitigate any bumps that might come up. I can't control everything, but I will do everything in my power to make it a smooth transaction. I will also be ready to solve any problem that might come up. But don't worry, things come up during transactions. It will be stressful. What move isn't? You can be very creative with your solutions. Peter and I had to be very creative in order to get our house that we close on tomorrow. It happens, but you will get through it, especially if you have a team that you know and trust to help guide you through this process. If your closing date gets pushed back by even just one day, that means that they do it on a Tuesday rather than a Monday. It's not a huge emergency in their world, but for you, you probably have a moving truck scheduled. Maybe you have appliances or service providers coming out to help you set up your home. Maybe you have a deadline to vacate your current home. Your loan commitment has an expiration date, so does your escrow. All of these things means it is much more critical to you than almost anyone else to get this deal completed on time. So it's very wise for you to stay on top of things. You can avoid some of those closing problems and delays, or at least minimize them, by understanding what might go wrong and monitoring it well ahead of your closing date. This is also another reason it is imperative to work with a team of professionals you know and trust. It's good to have a team behind you to help sort through all the stuff being thrown at you. What happens at closing is a culmination of more than just a month of gathering and preparing documents. For closing to go off without a glitch, your closing officer, your lender, your loan officer, your real estate agent, they have to work together to get everything in order and processed correctly. These people are professionals, and they absolutely should know what they are doing. You should have a solid team. They're also human beings. They have a lot more files than just yours. Sometimes things get lost. That's why you need to be on top of it as well and communicating with them. They also have to deal with outside professionals that can affect that process, like inspectors, appraisers, contractors, etc. So, just a tangent off this, Peter and I are buying a house. We actually close tomorrow, Wednesday, when you guys will see this video. We went through some struggles. Inspection came back great, everything was working, we had agreed on a price, perfect. Appraisal came back really low. So for us, that means we can't get the loan for the original price we had said, because the loan officer or mortgage company can only give us a loan for that appraisal price. So now we have an issue because we had agreed on a certain price. The seller doesn't want to come all the way down. We can't go up. So we had to be really creative with how we approach that so that we can still get the house. There are creative things that you can do when little bumps come up. Some bumps come up and they reveal something that makes you want to back out of the house, or they come up and it's a great thing and you want to keep going with the house. So don't worry, things do happen. If you have a good team and you understand the process, you are going to be just fine. I just wanted to go over real quick some common problems and some ways to avoid or mitigate them. Number one is just an error in documents. It could be as simple as a misspelled name or an address, or as serious as an incorrect loan amount or missing pages of a document. Either way, that could cause a delay of hours or even days. So preview everything carefully and immediately. The sooner you spot a problem, the faster you can get it fixed and keep your closing on track. Another one would be mortgage delays and last-minute requests. You have a lot of team members in your deal, so you want to make sure everything is communicated with those team members. There are ample opportunities for items to go missing or even be forgotten about until that last minute. So check in with everyone early on. Make sure that they're aware of your anticipated closing date. Express that. Find out exactly what documents or actions are needed to complete your file. And once you know what they need, call or email periodically to make sure they have everything and that you're staying on track. Your real estate agent should be doing this as well, so check in with them. If you have a good real estate agent, they should be monitoring this whole process. So how often should you be contacting everybody? That depends on how much is missing from your file. A weekly check-in is not out of hand. This will confirm that your file is complete and just touch base with all of your teammates. If there are problems or several missing documents, you should check in more often. And another problem is cash flow. That's when you go to the bank the day before closing, you arrange your down payment to be transferred directly to the closing agent, so you're good to go. Unless the transfer falls through due to some bug in the bank system, or the money doesn't get there in time, or the amount is less than the amount you actually needed. So you can avoid these issues entirely by bringing your down payment in the form of a certified or cashier's check. Or simply just arrange the wire or bank transfer of funds so it reaches that closing agent a couple days early. If you don't know the exact amount that is needed at closing, have more money transferred over, you will get that refund back. So those are a few little problems that come up but are pretty common. Things will come up in this process. You have a month and a lot of steps to go through. So as long as you have a good team, you understand the process, and you're communicating with everyone, you will be just fine.